Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. How are you all today?
Good morning, ma'am. Fine. Good morning, ma'am. Fine, ma'am. How are you?
I'm also very good. Thank you. So, students, we will wait for 2 minutes, okay? So, everybody can join. Then, after, we'll start our new chapter. Okay? Okay, chalo, open your textbook, open the chapter number 2. So, page number 136. Okay, students, now I'm sharing the screen with you, okay, so you can see it properly. But everybody, please turn off your mic so you can see the screen properly, okay?
Very. I hope very, ma'am.
Yes, beta, what is it?
मैम मैंने आपसे कल हार्ड वर्ड मांगे थे मैं एब्सेंट थी ना इसलिए
Okay, beta. Don't worry, there are only 5 hard words, okay? So in this class and I will underline that words, okay? No problem. Now, first of all, open your book, open the topic sun's role, okay, on the page number 136. Now tell me, students, is the screen visible?
तो मैम
Is it
yes
is it visible to you or not? Right, okay.
yes ma'am
Come on. Okay, beta. Open the page number 136 in that sun's role. So we have already done the introduction of this chapter, right? So today we are going to start a new topic, which is sun's role. Now let me give the quick revision of our yesterday's topic that we have done. See, students, the sun plays a major role in causing change in weather conditions. See, our chapter is air, water and weather. First of all, what is weather? Weather is the condition of air around us, right? Weather is the condition of the air at a particular time and at a particular place. हम जिस भी place में हैं हमारे surrounding में जो भी air की condition है that is called weather. If the air is cold, then weather is also cold. If the air is hot, then our weather is hot. Sometimes our air is very windy, then our weather is stormy, right? So according to the air, our weather will be decided. According to the condition of the air, our weather will be decided. So weather is nothing but the condition of air at a particular time. Okay. Now see, students, now our topic is sun's role. So what role sun plays in the causing change in weather conditions? See, there is not a constant season in whole year, right? The seasons keep changing, right? So in this season changes, in that sun plays a major role in it. How? We will learn in this chapter. कि जो भी सीजन चेंज होते हैं क्योंकि पूरे ईयर में हमारी कोई एक कांस्टेंट सीजन नहीं होती है, राइट? जो भी सीजन जो है दे आर कीप चेंजिंग, समर, विंटर, मॉनसून, राइट? द सीजन कीप चेंजिंग. So how is it possible? It is possible because of the sun. Now see, the earth moves around the sun in its orbit. This movement is called revolution. See, students, remember there are two movements of the earth which decide the season changes and the day and night. One movement is called the day and night and one movement is called the change in season. Okay. See, first of all, first movement is revolution and the second one is rotation. So let's see what is revolution. The earth moves around the sun in its orbit. This movement is called revolution. Here you can see this in the picture, students, the movement of the earth around the sun, right? So here when earth moves around the sun, in its orbit. Here is the circle, right? You can see this is an orbit. So earth moves around the sun in its orbit. This whole movement is called revolution, and the revolution causes change in seasons. How? See, the earth is also tilted on its axis at an angle. So here you can see this in the picture, that our earth shape is little tilted, right? Our earth is little tilted. Therefore, because our earth is tilted, the side of the earth facing the sun has longer and hotter days, thus has summer. See, whatever the part that are facing the sun, whatever the part of the earth they are facing the sun has longer and hotter days. Why? Because the part of the earth which are facing the sun has more sun rays and they are getting more sun rays and more heat from the sun. Right, here you can see this in the picture, the part that are facing the sun, that get the more sun rays and more heat from the sun. That is why they have hotter days and longer days. That means in that particular area we have summer season, whereas the part of the earth facing away from the sun has cooler and shorter days, thus has winter. Now see, the other part of the earth which are facing away from the sun, right, that has cooler and shorter days. Why? Because that particular part that are facing away from the sun, they are not getting the sun's rays and sun's heat. That is why that part has a cooler and shorter days, and because of the cooler and shorter days it has winter. So that is how season changes because of the revolution movement. Right, the side of the earth which are facing the sun has longer and hotter days, thus has summer, whereas the part of the earth that facing away from the sun has cooler and shorter days, thus has winter. Now see, this more detail we will learn in the chapter 13, right, in our next chapter. This is just the introduction of it, that how revolution movement causes a change in season. See, it is the one movement. Now there is a second movement which is rotation. First movement is revolution, where earth moves around the sun in its orbit. Now the second movement is rotation. See, what is rotation? When the earth also spins on its own axis, this is called rotation. Here you can see this in the picture, students. The earth spins on its own axis, and while spinning on its own axis is also moving around the sun. That means हमारा जो earth है वो अपनी एक्सिस पे तो स्पिन करता ही है. Here you can see this, जो आप एक ये स्लाइड लाइन देख रहे हो, दिस इज ऑर्बिट, राइट. तो अपनी ऑर्बिट पे तो स्पिन करता ही है, तो अपनी ऑर्बिट पे स्पिन करता हुआ सन के अराउंड भी मूवमेंट करता है. सो अर्थ मेड द टू मूवमेंट. अर्थ जो है वो दो मूवमेंट करता है. कैसे? पहली मूवमेंट करता है रोटेशन, मतलब अपनी ही एक्सिस के अराउंड स्पिन करता है, और दूसरी मूवमेंट होती है जो स्पिन करता हुआ सन के अराउंड मूव करता है. आप ये पूरा एक बड़ा सा चक्र देख रहे हो, राउंड शेप, राइट. दिस इज ऑर्बिट. तो फर्स्ट मूवमेंट ऑफ द अर्थ इज spins on its own axis, and the second movement of the earth is moves around the sun in its orbit. So there is a two movement of the earth. Now the rotation causes day and night, and the revolution causes change in season. That I explain you how the season changes because of the sun and because of the revolution movement, right? Now let's learn about the rotation movement. So because of the rotation movement, the earth changes the day and night, right? Rotation causes day and night. How? See, because the whatever the part of the earth they are facing the sun, that means the sun's rays and sun's heat will directly go to that part. Right, the earth, the part of the earth who are facing the sun, they get the sunlight. That means that half part of the earth, they have the day. Now the another part of the earth which are not facing the sun, that means that other part does not getting the light of the sun and does not get the heat of the sun. That is why that other part of the earth, it has night part. Right? This experiment we will already do, we have done in the standard third, right? That in that we have take one globe and one torch, right? When we turn on the torch, and whatever the half part of the earth which are facing the sun, facing the torch, right? So the torch light कहाँ पे वो अर्थ का जो हाफ पार्ट है उसके ऊपर पड़ती है, तो क्या होता है, उस पार्ट में डे टाइम होता है एंड द अनदर पार्ट विच आर नॉट फेसिंग द टॉर्च, राइट, क्योंकि वो टॉर्च की जो लाइट है वो अदर पार्ट तक, उसके पीछे के पार्ट तक नहीं पहुंचती है. दैट मीन्स दैट पार्ट हैज अ नाइट. सो वॉट एवर द अर्थ पार्ट विच आर फेसिंग द सन इट हैज डे and another part which are not facing the sun it has night. क्योंकि it is simple students कि day में हमारे पास क्या होता है, sun. day क्यों होता है? because of the sunlight, we are getting the light of the sun, that is why we have. And the night is what? we are not getting the sun's heat or not getting the sun's light, right? that is why we have night. So the day and night are caused by the rotation. Now understood students, there are two movement of earth, revolution and rotation. Revolution causes change in seasons and rotation causes change in day and night. Done everyone? Clear this two movements of the earth? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt in this revolution and rotation?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, now look at the third paragraph. Now, roll number 3. Who is the roll number 3? Roll number 4.
Ma'am,
Okay, beta, please read the paragraph 3.
मैम रोल नंबर 3 है ना आयुष है, वो हो रहा
Okay,
है
आयुष. Okay, beta. Ayush, please read the paragraph 3.
मैम रोल नंबर the heat sun also causes winds to blow. When the air gets heated up due to the sun, it became lighter. The warm air rises up, cool air which is heavier then comes down to take its place. This movement of air causes wind. The
Okay,
sun
okay, thank you, beta. Thank you, that's it. Now see, the heat of the sun also causes wind to blow. The heat of the sun also causes wind to blow. See, whatever the winds that blow around us, it is because of the sun only. It is because of the sun's heat. So हमारे आसपास जो भी air blow होती है, वो किसकी वजह से होती है? Because of the sun's heat. See how when the air gets heated up, when the air gets heated up due to the sun, it becomes lighter. The warm air rise up. See, when the air gets heated up, हमारी जो आसपास की जो air है, जब वो heated up होती है, जब वो गर्म होती है, क्यों? Because of the heat of the sun. जो भी सनलाइट हमारे अर्थ के ऊपर गिरती है, राइट, तो हमारे सराउंडिंग में जो भी एयर होती है, जब वो हीटेड अप होती है तो इट बिकम्स लाइटर. मतलब वो जो वेट में वो बहुत ही लाइट हो जाती है एयर. दिस वार्म एयर राइज अप. तो जो ये एयर है जब वो वार्म होती है तो वो ऊपर उठती है, इट राइजेस अप. नाउ द कूल एयर विच इज हैवियर. सी, हीटेड एयर इज लाइटर एंड कूलर एयर इज हैवियर. Okay, now see, the cooler air that comes down to take its place. This movement of air causes wind. Now see students, जब भी जैसे समर डेज होते हैं, राइट, तो कैसे सनलाइट हमारे अर्थ के ऊपर पड़ती है, तो हमारे सराउंडिंग की जो एयर होती है, इट हीटेड अप because of the sun's heat, and when it heated up, it rise up. And it becomes lighter because of the heated air. It becomes lighter. जब एयर जो है वो क्या होती है, हीटेड होती है, तो वो बहुत ही लाइट वेट होती है, और जब वो एयर कोल्ड होती है तो बहुत ही हैवियर होती है. जैसे आपने कभी भी फील किया होगा कि अगर आप समर सीजन में हो तो हमारे अराउंडिंग की एयर है दैट इज वेरी लाइटर, राइट. और जब जैसा अभी विंटर चल रहा है तो व्हेन यू फील दैट अवर सराउंडिंग एयर इज वेरी हैवियर देन द समर एयर, राइट, वी फील दैट कि हमारे आसपास की जो एयर है वो थोड़ी हैवियर है. व्हाई? बिकॉज कोल्ड एयर इज हैवियर and the heated air becomes lighter. Now this movement of air causes wind. See, ये जो movement है it is cause wind. ये wind को बनाती है. Okay. Now see, the sun also changes the states of water in nature and causes humidity and rain. The sun also changes the state of water in nature. Now sun जो है वो water के state को भी change करता है. right, and causes humidity and rain. Now, how the sun changes the state of water? See, we learnt about the water cycle, right, in the standard third. So, in water cycle, क्या होता है in water cycle में? In the water cycle process, when the water body is that filled with water, that water is heated up because of the sun's heat, right? The water in the water bodies, they are heated up because of the sun's heat, and when once the water heated, the heated water will be converted into what? Water vapor, right? The heated water is converted into water vapor. Now that water vapor goes up to the air and they form a cloud, right? And when the cloud fills up, then it filled up with water, then what will happen? The rain comes and fills the water bodies again. So this is the whole water cycle. So that is how, because of the sun's heat, our the water bodies water is get heated, right? So this is how the sun changes the state of water. Sun के heat की वजह से हमारा जो water bodies का जो water होता है वो heated up होता है. That is how sun affects the state of water, and it is caused humidity and rain. जो हमारे एटमॉस्फेयर में ह्यूमिडिटी का मतलब होता है नमी, राइट? तो the state of water, because of the sun's heat, it causes humidity and rain. So because of the sun, rain किसकी वजह से आती है? Because of the sun. Because sun heated up our water and it will convert into water vapor and they form a cloud, and when the cloud filled up with water, then rain comes and fill the water bodies again. So this is a water cycle. So because of the sun, it causes humidity and rain also. Okay. Now what is the sun's role in the whole changing season? Because of the revolution and rotation, because the sun's heat also causes wind to blow, and sun also changes in the state of water. Because of that, the humidity and rain comes. Now see the fourth paragraph, roll number 5. Who is the roll number 5?
Dharvi.
Okay, Dharvi. Beta, read this paragraph. The last paragraph of this topic. Okay, so roll number 6, is it present? Roll number 6 is present. Okay, beta, read this last paragraph. Random roll number, right? Your turn will be come, don't worry. Now roll number 6, please read the last paragraph of this topic.
I'm absent.
Can everyone mute yourself?
Ma'am, roll number 6.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. कौन सा paragraph?
The last paragraph.
The amount of water vapor present in the air called habitat. Water vapor rise and condition on
Humidity.
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 Water vapor rise up and condition of diffuse particles.
Condenses on particle.
Okay. Particles in the air into tiny droplets of air. Some and more water vapor is formed from more and more water droplets comes together to form clouds. Into clouds, these tiny droplets of water combine to form big droplets of water. When these bigger water droplets become too heavy to remain in the water, or when clouds become stagnant, it rains in very cold areas where The air temperature fall below 20 Celsius. 0 Celsius. Water droplets fall slow. Snow. मैम हो गया.
Okay, beta, done. Now see, the amount of water vapor present in the air is called humidity. First of all, humidity is what? Humidity is the amount of water vapor present in the air. When the water gets heated up, then the water converts into water vapor, right? So the amount of water vapor that present in the air, it is called humidity. Understood? Now the next one. Water vapor rises up and condenses on the dust particles present in the air. Water vapor rises up and condenses. Now what is the condenses? Condenses मतलब उसको हिंदी में हम कहते हैं गाढ़ा करना या तो उसको थिक करना, राइट? वो जो डस्ट पार्टिकल्स को थिक करता है. Water vapor rises up and condenses on dust particles. अब जो वाटर वेपोर डस्ट पार्टिकल्स के साथ मिक्स होगा तो क्या होगा? इट विल बिकम थिक, राइट? जो डस्ट पार्टिकल्स थे वो ज्यादा थिक हो जाएगी इन दी एयर बिकॉज द एयर कंटेन्स डस्ट पार्टिकल्स ऑल्सो. सो व्हेन द वाटर वेपोर गोज अप टू इन दी एयर, देन व्हाट विल हैपन? इट मिक्सेस विद दी dust particles in the air and it becomes the dust particles more condenses, that means more thicker. So because of the water vapor rises up and condenses on dust particles that present in the air into tiny droplets of water. See, because of the sun's heat, mute yourself everyone, please. Mute yourself. Okay. Whose mic is on? Just check your mic once. None of your mics. Okay, students. See, the amount of water vapor that present in the air, it is called humidity. First of all, when whatever the water bodies means what? What are the water bodies, students? What are the water bodies? Give me some examples of water bodies.
River, lake, ponds. Ma'am, ocean
Yes,
and lake. River, ocean, lake,
river, right, pond. Yes, these all are the water bodies. See, so the water in the water bodies get heated up with the help of sun's heat, right? Because of the sun's heat, the water heated up, and when the water heated up, it converts into the water vapor. Now the water vapor present in the air, it is called humidity, right? When the water vapor rises up and condenses on the dust particles present in the air into tiny droplets of वाटर. अब स्टूडेंट्स क्या होगा कि जैसे ही हमारा वाटर जो है हीटेड अप हुआ, जब वाटर हीट होता है तो उसमें से वाटर वेपोर निकलता है, राइट? तो जब वो वाटर वेपोर ऊपर हवा में उठ के एयर के साथ मिक्स होगा तो क्या होगा? एयर कंटेन्स डस्ट पार्टिकल्स, so that water vapor that mixes with the dust particles and it becomes heavier, it becomes thicker and it converts into the tiny droplets of water. Okay, now see, as more as the water vapor is formed and more water droplets comes together to form a cloud, right? In the water bodies, water is get heated up because of the sun and the water converts into water vapor, right? And one second, students. Okay, read this paragraph. I'm just coming in.
Ma'am, my turn is not come. Roll number 4. मैम तो तूने कुछ जवाब नहीं दिया था इसलिए मैम ने तेरा बारी काट. मेरा भी उसलिए नहीं हुआ. मैं रोल नंबर 1 हूँ, मैं लेट से आया था उसलिए नहीं हुआ है मेरा. मैम मेरा रोल नंबर 4 आया नहीं है.
डिस्टर्ब થાય વચમાં સમજાવ.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am is mute. अरे गणेश क्यों कॉपी करता है दूसरों का?
सब हमेशा कॉपी करते हैं।
हार्ड वर्ड्स कैसे? हार्ड वर्ड्स कब अंडरलाइन कराओगे?
हार्ड वर्ड 2-3 अंडरलाइन करवाते हैं। वेदर, कंडीशन, ऑर्बिट, रोटेशन, कुछ नहीं जाता। कंडीशन, स्पेशल,
वो स्क्रीन पे दिख रहे हैं।
अभी सिर्फ कितने मिनट्स बाकी है किसी को पता है?
कितने मिनट्स बाकी है?
11
कितने मिनट्स बाकी है अभी?
11
कौन बोल रहे हो भाई? तुम बोल कौन रहे हो? अच्छा ओ
11 minutes are remaining.
मुझे अनंत पाठक टीवी पे दिखाई दे रहा। अनंत पाठक टीवी पे दिखाई दे रहा।
Okay, students. Okay, now see. So this is a water cycle, right? As more as the water vapor is formed, more and more water droplets comes together to form a cloud, right? How the rain will come? See, more and more water vapor is formed, right? जब तक सारी जितने भी water bodies है उसमें से water जब heated up होगा तो more and more water vapors come, and when the more and more water vapors that mixes with the air, then more and more droplets which come together and it form a cloud, right? And in clouds these tiny droplets of water combine to form a bigger droplets of water, right? ये जो cloud बनता है water vapor और air के dust particles जब एक साथ मिलते हैं, so water vapor and air when they mixes together they form a cloud. Now when these tiny droplets of water combine to form a bigger droplets of water, जब ये tiny जो droplets होते हैं water के जब वो एक साथ मिलते हैं then it becomes a bigger water droplets. Now this bigger water droplets becomes too heavy to remain the air, or when the cloud becomes saturated it's rain. In very cold areas where the air temperature falls down below the 0 Celsius, water droplets falls as snow. Now see students, कई बार आपने cold regions में देखा होगा कि जैसे हमारे areas में rain होती है, right? Because we have mixed weather, right? But जो cold regions होते हैं वहाँ पे rain नहीं बल्कि snow गिरती है, right? वहाँ पे snowfall होता है. Why? Because they have below the 0 Celsius degree temperature. So when the temperature below the 0 Celsius degree, then what will happen? The water converts into ice, right? जो हमने study किया था. So in the cold region, the water droplets convert into snowfall, converts into snow. The water droplets converts into snow, right? So that is how snowfall and rain they are made. Now see students, let's remember the activity. Fill in the blank using the correct word. Look at the first one, the amount of water. The amount of water vapor present in the air is called dash. What is the answer? The amount of water vapor present in the air is called humidity. Right. So whatever the amount of water vapor present in the air, it is called humidity. Second question, day and night are caused by the dash of the earth. Which movement of the earth? Rotation or revolution? Rotation. Yes. Day and night are caused by the rotation. Very good. Third one, the side of the earth facing the sun has dash. The side of the earth which are facing the sun has summer or summer, right? Because that side of the earth, they will getting the more sun rays, the more sunlight, right? That is why that side of the earth has summer. Fourth one, the condition of the air at a particular time is known as weather. The condition of the air around us at a particular time and in a particular place is known as weather. Okay, students, write it down. Write it down.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, now underline the hard words. Underline the hard words. And our hard words are quite everyone. Humidity. Underline it. Humidity. One second. No problem. If it is done, then skip it. Humidity, condenses, droplets. Humidity, condenses, droplets. Then saturated, the word which is highlighted. Saturated. Beta, humidity, condenses, droplets, saturated.
Ma'am, condenses किधर है?
Okay, that's it. So here your homework is you have to complete this let's remember activity in your textbook and write down this hard work in your pen notebook. Now tell me students if you have any query or any question in this topic in the sun's role. Any question or any query in this topic?
No, ma'am.
No?
Bye, ma'am.
No, ma'am. We have any no.